Folks, welcome back to our update 1 Timberborn Let's Play. So last time we were working on this and a bunch of you had the brilliant idea of putting gravity batteries here. What I think would be a good idea is actually stepping them out one, maybe putting means we can maybe keep some access along here as well and then blast this all the way down. So I do like the idea a lot. In fact, maybe it would be very inefficient. So we could either use platforms or overhangs, and maybe we could use both actually, to save us having to build all of this up. So what I'm thinking is maybe we do something like, now I'm not going to go all the way up because that's probably going to be excessive in terms of power storage, but if we unlock the level 6 overhang, and then I know it's probably neater to do it so they like join overhang to overhang, but I think this is probably easier, and easy is good today, so we're going to do it this way. It doesn't mean we're going to have to like raise the power up to them, but I don't think that's a significant issue. I don't know. Yeah, I kind of prefer doing it this way. I'm doing it with having a something and a 2 because it feels neater to me. If you would do it differently, that's fine. You know, you do it how you would like to do it. I know I could just put a 3 here, for example, but it's just the way I want to do it. This may be less optimal for construction. I don't know if it is actually. Yeah, it is. 6 and 16. Yeah, it is. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We probably need to build more plank storage actually. The grand scheme of things, folks, it is fine. It is fine. So we want to try and get things down to a level. Let's start working on that with explosives. 3, so that needs to come down more than 3, as does that. That needs a 3. That is a 3, isn't it? Yeah, that's a triple, so that's a double, that's a triple, and that's single, double, triple, all of the dynamite. I'm going to throw a triple there. And then I guess if we put a platform there, they'll be able to get onto that. And we might want to put actually really platforms along the top of that to then sit the gravity batteries on, because that will let us build the... Actually, we don't need a power connection all the way along there, do we? I'm going to do that anyway, just because I can. I know, crazy, huh? Because all we need to do is have a point where the power steps up, because the power is connected all the way along the back. So they're going to get on with that. We're going to come over here then. Now, I did have this suggestion. This is going to be a longer term plan of when we've got clean water flowing, being able to route it through here and then into the lake. And I guess that would maybe look something like that, that. But that wouldn't be so good for irrigation over here. But what I want to do as kind of the next project is build a reservoir up here. So maybe we would have to split it so that it came here first and then use automation to, if the reservoir is full, have it then go that way. Yeah, I also had the really good suggestion of putting windmills along here to help during drought and temperate seasons. So good idea, like it. Yeah, so lots to get done. I think anything that we're going to do probably doesn't involve water flowing through here, so we can expand our forest into here. So I'm going to do that because we are kind of short of logs. So let's do that, do that. And we could leave that gap there because we can overhang terrain. Will I regret that in the future? Who knows? Who knows? No. There, and up there, and up there. You need a path all the way along there so they can get that put in. And then we are going to need some irrigation in there. Realistically, we could just go something like that. That should provide. Let's just do some measuring. And yeah, that should provide decent irrigation. You'd be able to build most of that. Awesome. Right. Let me think about what we want to do next. So I've been playing around with more automation. I know. So the first thing to do, the problem we had up here was a problem between the keyboard and the chair, not a problem with the mod. Thank you to the mod creator for pointing that out to me. The signal runs between 0 and 1, not 1 and 100. So that was a me issue, not a mod issue. I am learning, folks. And I'm getting better. I've been playing around a little bit more with the switching. And I've got a hankering. I wonder if we could do it over here. Probably. I think we might do. I've got the more tunnels installed, haven't I? Yeah. I think we're going to do a small number of bots. I tested something out yesterday. And that means we can put some bots into some of the dangerous jobs which are giving us some issues with injury, maybe. So we're going to unlock the vertical power shaft tunnel. That jobby. The power shaft tunnel under platform. Bring you there, and then the vertical power shaft tunnel there. So yeah, what I did is I worked out a switching thing that let me run a single bot part factory, switching between the 3 recipes. Generating all 3 sets of bot parts to produce a small number of bots. It was producing about 20 odd bots, which is a nice little number of bots, I think, for like a small colony like this. So, and it'll just help with some of the more dangerous jobs, particularly with the switching that we're using and turning things on and off. I think it'll be good. Might mean we want, I guess we could just put storage for them over here. So yeah, that'll be okay. So the other thing we want to think about, it means sadly, maybe destroying this nice water flow here. It's putting in some water storage. And I'm going to take the suggestion from one of you, which is basically to tunnel into here as well. So we'll have, and we could leave it and just, no, because we need to control the water. So yeah, I think ultimately we are going to remove, someone spoke about cutting down. Oh yeah, I guess we could cut down these. I assume you meant those few oak trees, and I guess there are a few pine trees here. We could ultimately think about cutting down. You get a few more trees. I select the right function. I do know how to play, honest. So you'll do those. You put you there. We'll be able to cut down some amount of trees. But yeah, so what I was going to rabbit on about was removing those. Leave that in for now because that's providing part of our access for this. And ultimately, I think we want to blast all of this out and then cut into here as well. So probably the first step actually is controlling the water flow. So going to do, yeah, they are marked for cutting. They aren't reachable for cutting. So what if I put a lumberjack flag there? Then we're going to also cut you. We're going to come out a little bit. And we're not going to replant those. Because I want to have a sluice. 4 sluices there. Levees there. At the moment, they're just going to be permanently open. Yes, we can run a path around there to there. And as those oak trees are dead, we'll mark those for cutting. We'll unmark you. And we'll pick a couple of random spots to unmark for when these come in. And let's get you prioritized. And you can now go, and you can go. Awesome. We have a lot of building to do. Yeah, we have a lot of building to do again. Let's run on triple speed, shall we? At least make some progress slightly quicker. So the other thing that we should probably think about doing is expanding our zipline network. Because at the moment it is very rudimentary. If we put that there, it's 1 meter too far. Is there any way I can put it on there? If I put it that way, it doesn't connect. Okay. If I put that there, if I put it there, it does connect, but it doesn't fit. If I put that there, it does connect. So we would have to do something like you, grab that, do that, and we need down there. We could do both, couldn't we? Yeah. We came there. Or would that be better? Actually, yeah, let's do both of those. Come there. Awesome. Gives them options, and then their dish space over there, but we're going to put our bot construction over there. Actually, ignore me. If I put that there, it doesn't connect. If I put it there, it does connect, but getting off. Actually, that would be possible. Yeah. So add connection to there. What we can do is that. That'll help. And that's too far. That's too far, but we could put in an intermediate point, I guess. But that's going to be irrigated land. So if we put it there, it might be better. So if I were to put in you there, there, I think it would probably be beneficial to prioritize building all of these so that we're actually moving around the map quicker. Actually, just a thought. If we're going to make some water storage, we could make use of this aquifer as well. Which would make sense then to have zip line up here, which is going to need pylons to get the connection. Well, that's got 2 in it anyway, hasn't it? So that's not going to connect. So we go there. That's pretty close, isn't it? I know I could do stuff with like back-to-backs, but that'll be pretty good. That'll help with that. And then we need... No, I'm stacking up so much building work, but... It needs 400 HP, doesn't it? So... put that on there. 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 And then we probably need some gravity batteries as well for that. Yep. But that will do a thing once we get it all built. Only like bajillions of things. That's a SI unit, if you're not familiar with it. That is marked for cutting. Can they not get to that? No. Okay. No one get to that? No. Okay. Well, they can get to that, so eventually they'll be able to rip it out, I guess. That's quite a long-term project. Everything's a long-term project at this point. There is so much to build. Oh, cool. Our explosives are in. So, H for boom. So, that needs to have a double put in it. You need to have triples. Triples put in. H for boom. You need to be filled up with triples. Detonate those and those and those. Those. Back. So many projects going on. Too many projects going on, some would say. Let's empty you. Let's set you to be emptied. Let's set you to be emptied because we can make use of these for what we need them to be used for, which I'm not sure at the moment, but you know. What rules do you have? If bad water depth, then okay, so it's just based off of bad water depth. So maybe we also need 2 if bad water depth. And we also want district stock bad water 1. If I just need to get the variable names because I'm really bad at them. Right. Great there. So this is to unpause. And stock less than capacity times 0.8. Save. So if there is bad water there, And we're short of bad water. Resume. If there isn't bad water, or we have more than 95% capacity, then pause. Right. Copy. So there, we'll pause now because we've got loads of bad water. Brilliant. We could probably do something similar. No, that's already done. Yep, that's working fine. We've just got it done off of a number at the moment, so that's okay. Right. This is not, you can go now. This guy is not going to reach, so we need new stuff. Right. No. So we definitely need a water dump. Definitely need a forester. Definitely need a stream gauge. Don't need the forester on double platforms. Not disco time. And we definitely need foresters. Put 4 in. And bring over the rules to control them, because rules help control the fun, folks. If you're not a Friends fan, it might not make sense. But if you're not a Friends fan, why are you here? I'm old. Okay, I like Friends. I'm old. If you're young, you might not have liked Friends. That's fine. Yeah, that one's okay. Cool. Water level is good. That's doing its thing. We need to automate this, actually. So, we could probably base it off of that and just change the signal, couldn't we? Just leave it. Signal. Central. Dump. Go. We will do that. Edit rule. Create rule. List is very long now. Central dump. 1. Say. Script. Copy. Save. Discard. Script. Copy. Test. Save. Script. Save. Save and close. Awesome. This saves us a bit of water and a bit of beaver labor, because we currently have 15 vacancies, which is probably okay because we've got this big excess of builders, which is like 16 plus these guys. So yeah, we're fine, I think. We want to edit that to be like 5. No, I think I had it set high so that they actually spread a bit more. Yeah. Let's get these built. I actually need to put the fluid dump on here. Probably that. So let's go signal name below wheels. Do the same thing. So actually we don't want the temperate, do we? So maybe just create them. So if below wheels less than, let's go at 0.5. You say below wheels greater than 0.75. Pause. Save. Close. Awesome. And those are done. So you don't have rules, which you could. You don't have rules either. So let's create those. So what we do here is we do if ready to plant is greater than 2. Resume building. Save. If ready to plant is less than 2, pause building, save. Save and close. And that just means that if there's nothing for the forester to do, he buggers off. And then we want to come in here. Actually, we'll wait until that irrigation is in place. So logs and planks are now terribly low. Because we've been building all of this stuff. No. Doesn't matter. Duplicate that. I love the duplicate command. It's so good. That's got to be 1. Yep. Get this all down to the same level, and that'll be good. Then we can just nuke it down to ground level. Right, you've done all you could do there for us. So you to use over there. You don't really irrigate very much doing that, do you? I guess because this is higher. Hopefully this will work better. Let's delete that. Zipline network is in, which is better. Just really, really need locks. Anywhere we can go looking for a substantial supply of locks. That, but it's not that substantial, so not really. We just need to sort ourselves out. And actually start growing more trees, and there's those. And we can get to those pretty easily, so let's do that. Please. Go. Get rid of you. Yeah. We're just kind of short of trees at the moment. It is what it is, folks. It is what it is. What's our unconnected building? Oh, this. Okay. And let's prioritize building that. We'll get to see how this survives through a drought. I'm going to leave that in case we do want to deepen this. This seems to be working okay. Please get this built. We need planks. Okay. That's not so good. We only have two. We have 3 lumber mills. Okay. That's maybe not great. 4 lumber mills. We don't have any logs. Yeah. Okay. I see a pattern here in our problem. Do we... I think we do a cycle of cutting those down. I know. It's a desperation move. But I'm a little bit desperate, so, you know. I think we need logs. So, until we can expand the forest, I think we need to do that. We maybe shouldn't have gone for a construction that was so heavy on logs at the point we're at. But, you know, yeah, that's our forest at the moment. And it's quite possibly worth us getting more trees planted. Now, this is normally flooded, but this is going to stay hydrated. It's not the biggest area in the world. That doesn't need to be there. Get those picked up, and that'll give us what we need to build that, maybe, or something else. But we could plant some trees here. And what we could do, if we were smart beavers, it's going to take a while actually, but we should be smart beavers, is... No, because that means... no, we've got a path there. If we're smart beavers, there. Yep. We can delete that bit of path now. Yep. That was purely to build that. And that bit of path. And we want some... 3 is going to be enough over there. Grab all of our rules. You, and then... Yeah, we can potentially fill this area with oak trees. Yes, some of that area maybe as well, but we might as well make use of the land because we've got automation to control what the staff are doing related to it. I think that, yeah, we can plant that area as well. Probably makes sense to leave a little gap, so let's do something like that. Cool, we can get in there now. I think we put in 2 because we are so short of trees. And I'll put the rules on there just because that means I'll pause them when there are no trees left. Right, that's in. So that lets us see the irrigation area. I think now we can delete that. I'm going to delete that as well. That. They don't need to be there. Let's just cover the irrigated area in oak trees. Add more planks. I'd put another one in temporarily to help with the planting, but we don't, so you know, do what we can do. You in. You can't be reached. Okay, that's fine. And gravity battery edge. I think we should be good for power then. The next step will be making it one power grid. Yeah, okay. Let me finish building the water wheels as well before we worry about connecting them in. How are we doing over here? This is all getting built slowly. We still have our log shortage, obviously. So it's going to be what it's going to be, I think. You're done. Getting built. We could start tunneling into the mountain, but tunnels need planks, so let's go grab the extra science, because that's free. But yeah, we do eventually want to hook up all of the power connections. And get our bots in. I think we need a more robust log supply before I think about bots. Unmark the first few pine trees that have been cut. I only want to do one cycle of cutting those down. Put another, put you there, you can get some more of those. We are short beavers, but you know. The nature of how I've got things set up now. Always going to be shortages. I just have to live with it. To try and ignore it. Food and water are good. The only easy well-being wins. Apart from the fact that we can't actually build stuff at the moment. The bulletin pole should get most of them coming out of their accommodation. I think someone pointed that out to me, that they can't get that platform. That should let them do it. Starting to work on these now. Cool. Stuff. Going in, a couple of days left on the drought. These are going in. Excellent. So this shouldn't affect the water flow too much. Shouldn't. So what we're looking to do is build this up. Again, it's a lot more logs, which we don't have. Put a block of land there so they can get to that. Then we'll do the same the other side. They've got all that in. So we'll plan for, no, not dirt. We do one side dirt, one side blocks. No, we don't. Look weird. You. Same height, so I don't think those need to be there. That done, and then we can put in those blocks. And I really want to wait until we've got more logs before I put the front piece in. That one is as well, yeah, right. That should let you be built. Very efficient, but that will let you be built. In, so then we go that. Yeah, I think that's going to be it for today, folks, because I'm still nursing a migraine. Logs up there now. Yeah, I guess we kind of do. So that's the drought over. Survived relatively easily. Cycle 20. Wow. We are 17 beavers short currently. You know, which is not a big problem because we've got a lot of builders' huts. We can have the observatories be empty as well. So I'm not massively worried about that. It's not a big problem. See what how these behave. I think neither of them is green because of the stock level. So really like automation. So good. We could unlock our bot part factory and our assembler to start getting those built. We also need the refinery to be making fuel, which we're going to run on Spatterdock. Some files, those, and some other bits as well. There, because we're going to want one for heads, one for chassis, one for limbs, one for chassis. Yep. Awesome. So, lots of building still to do. I might progress some of that between videos, because otherwise we're just going to be kind of sat waiting for trees to grow and stuff, which is not exciting at all. You're done. I've got 400 logs now, actually, so now we just need planks to be made. But yeah, I think I'll get this finished being built between videos so that you're not watching me build everything, because that's kind of boring. This is about to come online. Or bore some, because it's a bore for water. I know. Let's just watch and see. I know, because I've got to build that on top first. It's going to take a while. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. It kind of doesn't feel like we've progressed very much, but I guess indirectly we have. Yeah. One of those weird ones. We've made the progress we've made, I guess. But it kind of feels like we should maybe have done more. But we should have, I'm hoping we'll be in a better position once the 2 forests that we've planted have grown in. We're in a better position for logs, so I might stop them cutting down the pine trees now. We have another drought approaching, but we're fine. We're not struggling with water now, which is good. The things we're struggling with, we can resolve. We probably need to put in more tank production to help with that. We're putting in more trees. So, yeah. I'll see you next time, folks.